Hi, my name is Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am doing a quick unhaul. So I recently rearranged my bookshelves and that video should be up before this one, so I'll link it in the card and down below if you haven't seen it yet. But basically during that reorganizational process, I just kind of like sporadically started unhauling some stuff. So we're going to go over that today. These are really in no particular order. So we're just going to get started. The first book I'm going to unhaul is I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons by Peter S. Beagle. This one hurts me. This one hurts me so badly because this is literally like one of the prettiest covers I've ever seen. Like, I just love the composition of it and the artwork, like the art style of it. It's very nostalgic feeling, and I just think the cover is beautiful. However, I read this, I think last year for Draconathon, and I really didn't like it. I'm so sorry. The writing style was really sporadic and all over the place, and the tone of the book was like silly haha at first, but then it turned into like a really serious thing for a little bit, but then it was kind of silly again at the end. Like, it didn't really make a lot of sense. And I just don't think Peter S. Beagle's writing style is for me, and I don't ever plan to reread it, so I'm going to get rid of it. The next book I'm going to be unhauling is Queen of the Tiles by Hannah Alcaf, and I haven't read this. I was given this by my friend Shay, and she said to read this since I liked Ace of Spades. She did not like Ace of Spades, and she did like this one, and they're not at all similar, but I think she just kind of liked the academia-ness comparison, and I've had it for like 3 years now, and I don't think I'm ever going to reach for it. It is YA, and I think that's kind of what puts me off. And it's not that YA is bad, because again, I did love Ace of Spades. And even though these are very different, I just haven't gravitated towards it yet. So I'm going to give it to someone who will appreciate it. Another book that I'm getting rid of that I haven't read yet is Wings of Ebony by J.L. This one, I think it's like only a duology, but again, it's YA. And so I just don't gravitate towards it anymore. I can't even remember what it's about. I do love this cover though, and I don't normally like people on covers. Sorry for that glare, but I think the artwork of this cover is so stunning, but I don't know. I'm very hit or miss with YA lately, mostly misses and not as many hits. So again, this one is just going to have to be given to a home that will hopefully appreciate it, because I've had it for years and haven't read it yet. This next one may be shocking to some people and it may not be to others, but I'm going to be unhauling To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. I recently read Aragon and hated it. And then I read this for Faye from Books and Chocoholic, who I'll link down below. I read this for her sci-fi book club, I think at the beginning of October. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I was listening to it on audio, and like the writing has improved vastly since Aragon. Like, the setup was fun. The like magic system, it's not really magic, it's sci-fi. The sci-fi system was like intriguing and interesting, and then it was like so good and so fast-paced, and then so much happened at the beginning, and then it just got to a part where like the progress of the plot halted in its tracks, and then like not much was happening, and I was like really bummed because of how engaging and exciting the beginning was. And so I ended up DNFing it at like 180 pages in, because I just literally stopped caring. Like, the character work wasn't really that great, but the plot was carrying it for me. The plot was keeping me engaged. The plot was moving quickly. And then as soon as the plot took a back seat and we started like doing more character stuff, I immediately was like, no, thank you. That's not what I signed up for. So I think it's safe to say that like maybe Christopher Paolini just isn't for me. This one is also a signed book plate edition. So I think I'm going to sell this one on my Pango. I'm not going to like upcharge or anything for the signature, but I just don't. But I feel like, he's so beloved that like maybe someone would want this with a signature. So I'll link my Pango down below, I guess, with this listing. Yeah, I just think that maybe he's not for me. I'm going to probably not try his stuff again. Maybe if he writes something again in like 10 years, I'll try that. But for now, I think I'm just going to distance myself from Christopher Paolini's work, because not that, this one is obviously not, I did not hate this one the way that I hated Aragon, but it just got to a point where it just immediately turned into a disappointment. So, but I am impressed by his improvement, I will say, but again, it's just gotta go. It's not for me. The next book I also haven't read yet, and that is Cursed by Frank Miller and Thomas Wheeler. This is the There's like that Netflix show based on this book, and this is like this edition is like gorgeous, right? There are illustrations throughout, and like it's just beautiful, but I wasn't like super obsessed with the show. I did watch it. Like it was fine. I enjoyed it. It's not my favorite. It's not awful. It's just fine. And while I do think that the art in this one is really beautiful, I just don't think I'm ever going to read it. Like, I just don't think I cared enough about the show to like want to actually read the book. And even though the art is gorgeous, this is also immensely heavy. Like the naked hardcover is this like buttery matte texture. Like it is a beautiful book all around. That's the end paper. It is a beautiful book all around. And like I'm sure it's great, but I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. So this one I could maybe be convinced to keep. Let me know in the comments if you think I should give this one a shot before I unhaul it. But if no one really has like a good case for this, if no one's like, oh, you should read it, it's really good, I'm probably just gonna unhaul it. Like I'm tempted. I'm not gonna lie, I am tempted, but I've just had it for like 2 or 3 years now and it's so heavy, and every time I look at it, I'm like, do I want to read that or not? I can't tell. This next one should be no shocker and need literally zero explanation, but I will be unhauling Aragon by Christopher Paolini. It was bad. It was really bad. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I have a whole rant about it in a vlog. I'll try to find the vlog and link it down below in the description. But like, I know he was just a kid, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, like a kid! What? He's so imaginative." But also, I feel like at 16, like there are some choices in here that, like, as a 16-year-old, I definitely would have been like, "Ew, that's cringe. Why would I do that?" You know? And like, granted, he was a 16-year-old boy. So like maybe 16-year-old boys are different than 16-year-old girls. And I get that. But also at the same time, he had adults in his life that were like, yeah, that's amazing. And they published it. And it's like, maybe you should have helped him edit it a little bit more. Maybe you should have given him some input. Maybe you should have like, you know, kind of guided his immature brain to a better, well-rounded, mature way to go about the plot. It was just, I'm gonna stop. I've ranted about it so much since I've read it. So I'm not gonna trash talk it anymore. It's not for me. Sure, impressive that he wrote it at 16, but also looking back at it now, is it that impressive? Anyway, moving on. The last thing I'm going to talk about is a trilogy, and I have read 2 of them and I have not read the 3rd one. I'm going to preface this by saying I loved book 1. Book 1 knocked my socks off. Book 2 really was like so much less enjoyable for me. And there's like a reveal at the end of book 1 that kind of ruins some of the excitement and intrigue and mystique about what was happening in the book. And like, you know, the reveal was great. Like I read it and I was like, oh my God, like, I can't believe I didn't see that coming. But then you start to read book 2 and it's like, you already know the thing that you know. And then you're reading book 2 and you're like, okay, but this isn't as exciting. And the plot, like it's so smart that it's almost unbearable. I hate to say that. It's so smart and it is incredibly well written, but it is so smart that it is not enjoyable. Book 2, anyways, book 2, like I understand what was happening in book 1. After I finished book 1, I did a lot of like, I watched a couple of reviews and I was like, okay, yep, that makes sense. Like I understand, I get it. I'm understanding. But I thought book 2, since we knew the world and we knew the characters, I thought book 2 would be more enjoyable. In a I don't have to struggle to know what's going on kind of way, but unfortunately it wasn't an enjoyable way. Anyways, I'm just gonna say it. I'm going to unhaul the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. I gave book 1 a 4.5 stars. I thought it was great. This is a great book. If this was a standalone with like maybe just like a tweak here or there, so there wasn't like unfinished business, it would have been great, and it was great. But I read book 2. Is this book 2? That's book 3. I read book 2 and I don't remember a damn thing. I don't know what happened in this book. And I think I only gave it like a 3-star just based on the principle that I know it's well written and I know she deserves all of the flowers that she could ever get because they are written so well. The structure, the ideas, the like way that this second person narrative is interwoven with these other points of view, like she is so smart. I'm just not smart enough to get it, and it's just not for me. And I thought since book 1 was a lot of effort on my part to really like know what was going on, enjoy what was going on, keep focused, stay paying attention, like look for clues, kind of like piece together world building, because you get world building in each point of view, but they are world building different things. So there's like some stuff you kind of have to like surmise on your own. And then I was like, okay, great. I've done the work, right? I've done the work. Book 2 should be a breeze. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. And I've started book 3 times. I have listened to the first 80 pages on audiobook like 3 times. And I also read them physically once. And I just have zero desire to read it. I just don't care. I'm so sorry. I know that this series is beloved by so many people, and I'm not going to give up on N.K. Jemisin. She has other series out there. I want to read them. I want to read the Dreamblood duology, and the other one is called, what's the other one called? Is it on here? Yeah. So I still want to read the Inheritance trilogy, and then she also has YA books. This is one author that I would give their YA stuff a chance. Because of how smart and like well put together her ideas are. I think that YA for her could be great because, like I said, this felt too smart for me. I'm just not there. My IQ is just not at this level. So maybe if I go down to the YA section, then it will be at my level. And that's not to say, no, don't put words in my mouth. I'm not saying that YA is for stupid people. I'm just saying that she is so smart that the level of YA will be elevated if she writes it. And I think that it would appeal to me more as a grown-up versus like YA that is intended for actual YAs, young adults, because I'm not a young adult anymore. So don't get me twisted. I do not mean that her YA would be dumb or that YA is dumb in general. I just think that YA is not targeted at me. So most of the time I don't enjoy it. But because of how smart she is, I think that she could really elevate the YA genre to a level that would also appeal to an adult. Before anyone tries to skew my words and say that I thought YA was stupid. Anyways, I'm really sad about this. I wanted to love them so badly. And I did. I loved book 1 so much. And then book 2 was like really a disappointment. And I was like, okay, great. Maybe book 3 will just like pull it back around. Maybe book 3 will end, like it'll be 2 great books on the end and like a mediocre one in the middle. It happens a lot. But the beginning of this just didn't grip me. And I'm not going to slog through it. I can't do that to myself. So these are also going to be unhauled. These are all the books I'll be unhauling today. Oh God, that was so heavy. I'm not picking that back up. Those are all the books I'm unhauling today. I'm really sorry if your favorite book is in here. It's nothing personal unless it's Aragon. I'm just kidding. These books are either just not for me or don't appeal to me anymore. So they need to find a new home. I don't think I'm going to sell all of them in Pango. I like to donate my books to the library. My local library at my new home has been very difficult for me to get a library card at. I'm not going to lie, kind of fucking annoying. But I think I will give them some of these books. I do think I'm going to list the Christopher Paolini one though, just because it's signed, and I'm sure there's some fans out there who would be dying to get their mitts on his signature. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to upscale it because it's signed. I'm just going to sell it for $30 because that's what the price says on the inside of the book. So if you want it, I'll link it down below. Oh, I just found a note. What is this? I found a TBR note in here at some point. Don't know where that came from. As usual, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, leave a lipstick emoji down in the comments because I'm wearing lip gloss for the first time and my lips are sticky. So leave a lipstick emoji down in the comments and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Now I need to take a thumbnail and not drop these books.